ordered 20 small carabiners from Aliexpress for €5.15. Small carabiners like this have many use cases. You can use them to hang things up, you can use them to attach things to your rucksack or backpack, you can potentially use them for lots of other things. So it might come in handy to just have a few of these whenever you need one. And there are basically two different versions of carabiners like these. The first one that probably makes a little bit more sense is this version that has actually kind of this ring in the back, which kind of prevents it from flapping all around. So if you attach it somewhere, then it might stay here, and then you might have here to lock something in. Whereas this version here might just go around and then rotate and then rotate and then rotate. I actually figured these would be as big as these are. So this is kind of the standard you would get as a small carabiner at any store. Maybe a sports store. You usually get them for €1 to €3, at least in the country where I'm living. But that's usually a pretty bad deal. So whenever I saw one of these, I wanted to buy one of these because I needed one of these, but I didn't then proceed because obviously it was a bad deal. €1 or €2 for one of these when you can get 20 on AliExpress for €5. So now let's take a quick measurement. So this is a measuring device here, and we can see that it is about 4 centimeters in height, and the width here, if we just say this is the width, then it's about 2.1 or 2.2 centimeters. Now the older one is a little bigger, but the older one was probably also a lot more expensive, or I don't know exactly what this cost or whether it was attached to something else I already bought. So the use case for this is for my rucksack maybe, but I actually figured this would be a little bit bigger. I didn't check the exact measurements. So what I have here is my everyday backpack. It has a few additional bags attached to it, and I do have 2 of these carabiners which hold this front here together, and then I can open up the entire bag and just like a duffel bag, just put it basically on its back and then open it up like a travel bag, which I think is very nice because then this means I have a travel bag as well as a rucksack in one. Now I actually figured I would use these smaller carabiners to replace this here, but since the other one are so much bigger, probably 5 or 6 centimeters, let's just measure them real quick. So this one here is 6 centimeters and the other one is probably also 6 centimeters, but it is the same design style. So what I figured is, in order to make them black and to not have to paint the other ones with maybe edding or something like this, I would use these here, but it already is beginning to appear that these are probably just a little bit too small for this whole scenario. So for this reason I might not use them for this, and my whole dream of having a super black backpack might just go into the drain as of right now. Also, these are a little bit too small to just grab with your fingers because, well, they are so small. The other ones, 6 centimeters, are a little bit better. Now, it would kind of fit, at least to some extent, and I probably could use these. In the past, I also ordered a few other carabiners from Amazon, but I also didn't check the dimensions. I figured these would be about maybe 5 centimeters, but they are not. So these here don't hold any weight. You could probably pull them apart if you get one of these carabiners in here on the one side and then one on the other side, and then you could probably pull apart the middle one. That also cost a little bit on Amazon, maybe even with your 2 hands, but I won't do this right now because I need these. In addition, I might use these smaller carabiners, for example here, to maybe attach one of these and to just have a little bit of a bigger grip on these loops here that attach then to the zippers, and then I can just use this here kind of in order for me to fit one finger in and then pull this open. Of course I would have to attach this here with maybe a second knot, and well, that's about it. That's about these 20 carabiners for €5.15 that I ordered from AliExpress. The company was called Areli Outdoor Entertainment Store.